Fam, what is it gonna take for you to start locking in? And locking in, I know you've probably heard this so many times from different self-improvement YouTubers who talk about locking in, getting into your goals, but I wanna explain this in a way that a lot of people have not explained this yet. And that way is understanding that you need to lock into life because life is a video game, right? You remember when you used to play video games when you were younger? Maybe you still play video games now. I know I used to play it. I don't play it as much now. And there's a reason why I don't play it as much now, right? It's not because I'm gonna sit here and say video games are bad for you, cheap dopamine rushes, all of that. You already understand that, right? But what you don't understand is that the life that you're living right now, the life that you are currently playing right now is the video game. This is the ultimate video game that you're in right now. Life. It's the ultimate GTA. It's the ultimate RuneScape. It's the ultimate Halo. It's the ultimate Call of Duty. This life is the video game. And the reason why you're not locked in is because you are not understanding, you're not aware that this life is the video game. This is where you start to acquire assets. This is where you start leveling up your character. So you were born to be the main character of your life. You weren't born to be an NPC. But a lot of us have fell into the trap of becoming NPCs, and we don't even know that we're NPCs. What are NPCs? You play video games, you know what NPCs are. NPCs are the people who are in the games that are being controlled by the system of the game, right? They have specific rules. They can't go in specific places. They can't do specific things. There are no levels to NPCs. NPCs are levelless, right? And a lot of men right now are moving in a levelless fashion. They're moving in a way where they don't know what's going on. They have no concept of reality in terms of their life. They don't know that they're even a character that they need to level up. So they fall into the NPC bucket, level 0, right? No gaining, no nothing. They sit in comments and they just hate, right? They don't have any direction in life. They're struggling with finances and they don't try to find a way to be able to succeed. They're struggling with their physique. They're fat. They look like a bag of oatmeal. They're just walking around thinking everything is okay. You're an NPC. But for the men here that actually want to take control of their life, you have to understand that you are not the NPC. You are the main character of this video game called life. In this video game called life, you have quests that you need to go on, right? You have to upgrade. You have to level up your stats. What are the different stats, right? There are 5 stats. I've mentioned this before. I've never mentioned it in terms of stats, but now I want to start having metaphors in terms of video games so you understand it, right? There's physical stats, getting jacked, right? Getting jacked, making sure your health is good, making sure your energy levels are high, your vitality, all of that stuff, physical stats. There are mental stats, mindset stats, right? Making sure that your mind is bulletproof, making sure that you know how to speak, making sure that you know how to articulate yourself. Well, that's really social stats, but it's also mindset stats, right? Seeing who you are, your self-image. There's also financial stats, money, right? How can you acquire resources? Then there's the social stats, right? How do you move around? How do you understand human psychology? How do you understand human behavior? How do you understand how to communicate with other people in an effective way? Build a network around you of other players who are in similar levels or higher levels than you in life, right? And the last is the spiritual stat. A lot of you don't want to talk about this, but it's true. How do you look at the world? How are you connected to your purpose? Not the woo-woo spiritual stuff, but how are you connected to your purpose? How are you connected to what you were designed to do in this world? Do you know yourself? Do you understand how the universe actually works? Do you understand the laws of the universe that actually move with how life works in general? Life has rules. Yes, it's a game. It's a video game. It has rules. Do you understand these laws? How do you utilize these laws to be able to get to where you want to be? These are the 5 stats that all men need to max out to become level 100 bosses. By the way, if you're interested in doing that, if you're interested in finally leveling up your character, understanding where you're currently at, where you want to be, opening up a mentorship so that you're able to do that. I switched up my whole mentorship to help men level up their lives and become level 100 bosses. Link is in the description. Only if you're serious, only if you really want to transform your life and max out all of these stats. Right? I will help you. I will be the mentor for you. See, in life, you also have to understand that there are cheat codes, right? There are cheat codes. There are guides. What I just spoke about with the mentorship is a guide. The different courses that you buy are cheat codes. There are shitty cheat codes and there are really good cheat codes that will help you get to the meta. What's the meta? The most effective tactic available. See, in video games, when you go in and you figure out what that meta is because you learned it from another experienced player, you can use that and become OP'd, overpowered. and you become level 100. You max out your levels because there was a glitch in the game that you were able to understand and you were able to surpass, right? You have to understand that that's a thing. I actually just put out a cheat code recently because I knew, I know it's a long time coming, but getting jacked, right? If you really want the cheat code to your physique, because that's what I've mastered, I have a cheat code. Link is in the description. You can tap into that cheat code and learn everything I've learned about getting jacked, depending on your body type. All of that stuff the link is in the description. So tap in and start to use it. I want to see people utilize this, transform their bodies, and come back to me and tell me what happened. Tell me what their transformation looked like, right? So I put that cheat code. It's finally live today. Link is in the description. But you have to understand that there are so many of these cheat codes in life, and you need to start acquiring these cheat codes so that you can start leveling up faster, right? But again, a lot of men are just moving. They're not locked into the game of life. They're not locked in the way that they were locked into Call of Duty, because they don't even know that life is the game. They just don't know. They don't realize it. And every time they move around in life, they're wondering why things aren't working, why the game of life is getting harder and harder. The reality is, even in Call of Duty, even in all of GTA, all of these games, they get harder when you don't level up. They get frustrating when you stay at the same level and you don't know what that meta is. You don't know what the cheat code is to get through. You can't complete that hard quest that's in front of you. They get trapped. You have to understand that that's literally life. Your character, your whole goal in life is to max out this character that's been given to you, that's been created. And if you don't do that for a long enough time frame, you're going to struggle forever. And here's the thing with life that's cruel that most people don't want to acknowledge. The minute that you stop progressing, the minute that you stop moving, the minute that everything stops for you and you lay on that deathbed, that's the end. You don't get respawns in life. There are no such thing as respawns. You literally get one shot at this game of life. That's why this game of life is one of the hardest things, and men are literally withdrawn. You see a lot of guys, they hate this game of life so much, they get so frustrated that they just try to go play video games. Here's what I'll tell you. If you want to start playing video games, you want to know how to earn the right to play video games, dominate the game of life first. Dominate the video game of life. Become so overpowered that it's so easy that now you got to go dominate other simulations, video games, right? You got to go get your fix somewhere else. But get addicted to this video game of life. Get highly addictive to getting better and better every single day. Analyze your stats. This is what I do in the mentorship with the guys, right? Analyzing their stats, seeing where they need to improve, giving them frameworks and milestones to improve. Because once you start becoming aware of this, once you start putting in the habits, the frameworks to be able to make these things happen, whether it's your financial stats, whether it's your physical stats, whether it's your social stats, whatever that looks like, you will start to improve and life will start to become fun. Life will now be on easy mode. See, the problem right now is we're on social media and we're watching all of these people on social media and we're wondering how their life is on easy mode. Well, because they either put in the work or they're faking it. The thing with life, the real life, not social media life, real life, you can't fake that. You can't fake that you have this nice car in real life, because you're going to not have that car when you need to go somewhere because you rented it out for a day or two. And now you're sitting here and you don't have that asset that you fake had for social media, right? You can't fake real life. You can fake social media. Social media is another video game. That's another topic for another day. But in real life, you can't fake it. And there are assets that you want the same way. I know you played RuneScape because I played RuneScape when I was younger. Right? When I was younger, I played a lot of RuneScape and I was leveling up that character. I would wake up in the morning and think about that character. That's how you have to think about life. You wake up and you're like, man, how can I level up this character? What quest can I go on? What side quest can I go on to get experience points so I can level up this character? What new maps, Call of Duty, what new maps can I go unlock? Right? I just recently unlocked the Romania map. I'm living in Romania now. This is kind of like my office space, a bedroom I turned into an office. But you have to understand, like, now I've gotten to the point where I realize, bro, and this is, take this from me, right? I'm somebody that I've achieved a lot of things in life, but I still have yet to crack my potential. I did the analysis. For me, I'm probably at like level 83 right now, right? And I want to get to level 100. I want to max that out. But I'm realizing that I'm falling back into NPC mode because I didn't realize that I was playing the game of life. I stopped realizing that life was a video game. So what was I doing? I wasn't leveling up. Even on YouTube, the content wasn't leveling up, right? The different things weren't being added. I wasn't improving. And so what happens? You get into PvP battles because yes, the game of life is player versus player. And everything that you do is player versus player. It's player versus player for the woman that you want. You're competing with another man that's also trying to get her as well. It's player versus player for the resources that you want. It's player versus player even online for the attention that you want to get. If you can't generate attention correctly, if you're not skilled enough to do that as a player, another player will come in and take that attention from you, which then they can monetize. Player versus player. And I was losing the battle because I was stagnant. I wasn't moving forward. I wasn't pushing hard enough. I unlocked a map and I wasn't exploring the map. I was sitting inside all day. Sitting inside, just figuring things out. And it's like, bro, stop trying to figure it out and go and do things. Go, create a plan, create a system, and now go execute the system. Go execute on that map. Go unlock new regions of the map. Go meet new people in the map. Go build a network in the map. I'm literally speaking to myself right now because it's true. I'm in Romania right now. And by the way, this is another story for another video, but going through immigration, right? Which is a thing that you have to do when you move overseas. You have to go through an immigration process. It is a long and intensive process. Luckily, my girl is really good with this stuff, so she was able to streamline it for me, but it's still something. Having your bank accounts being transferred over, money being moved, money being tied up in one place, getting hacked on your payment processor, not being able to take, these are all things that I've gone through so that I can level up my character, so I can get more experience points, right? I haven't had, knock on wood, I haven't had any health defects yet, and I plan on not having that because I plan on taking care of my body forever. But again, these are setbacks that you're going to have in life that's going to help you level up your character, because when you get through that, you gain experience points. And the players with the most experience points, they can teach the other players, they can sell their cheat codes to the other players, and that's how you make money. Especially nowadays online, it's all about, can you sell effective cheat codes to people so that they can up-level themselves in whatever domain it is that you're in. Maybe it's spiritual, maybe you're selling spiritual cheat codes. Shout out to Neural Knowledge, right? Giving out spiritual cheat codes. Maybe it's giving out business cheat codes, right? Shout out to Tim Ray, my guy, right? Literally selling sales cheat codes. That's how the new finance is now. And then you go invest that into crypto, you go invest that into gold, you go invest that into real estate so that you can increase your financial stats, increase your experience points as you learn those things, because you bought cheat codes to learn all those things, and now you learn them and then you grow. This is the entire formula, fellas. You have to start looking at your life like a video game if you want to win. If you don't look at your life like a video game, you're going to get so bored, you're going to be so mundane, you're going to hate life, and you're going to go try to escape with other vices. You're going to start going off on tangents, getting into alcoholism, smoking too much weed, going to casinos, watching pornography. You're going to be doing all of these things to escape. Like, men nowadays are just trying to escape the game. Bro, don't escape the game, beat the game. Become a level 100 boss. Forget all of the other stuff. Forget all of the vices that are there. Forget the comfort. People say playing video games give you comfort. You know why? Because life is hard. Life is a hard game to play. And you've turned yourself into an NPC in life, and you're not actually competing. You're not going into PvP battles with other people, getting better and better and better. This is why I got into kickboxing. Because bodybuilding was too easy. Bodybuilding was, I didn't even want that. I didn't want to take steroids. I have never taken steroids. I've never wanted that. I didn't want to go there. So now I get into the world of fighting. Now it's really player versus player. Now I go into sparring and I get my face punched in. I got a bruise right here, and I learn from that. I gain experience points, right? That's the game of life. You go on these quests, these side quests, you gain experience points. When you start looking at your life like it's a video game, shit will start to change. Life will start to change. Life will start opening up for you, because you will never rise higher than your level of self-development. You'll never rise higher than your public image or than your self-image. And the way that you do that is by building your self-image through building your character. This character that you have is more valuable than the character that you're building on this new GTA that's coming out. It's more important than the character that you built on Call of Duty. You're in first person right now. But a lot of people are living their lives and they're not even in third person. You literally are moving on autopilot. The system has you locked in to this mundane routine. Break out of it. Go move to a different country and figure it out. Like what I just did. Go learn the language. Yes, learn the language. Download Duolingo, it's free. Start to talk to people. Start watching movies in different languages. Gain skills. Skill acquisition. So you can start making more money. So you can sell those skills as cheat codes. That's the game of life. The video game of life. You're the main character. You've always been the main character. I'm telling you this right now. I'm waking you up. You are the main character. You're the person who is going to be in this game, who's going to dominate this game, become a boss, and take over, and you're going to be overpowered. And what happens when you're overpowered? You look for new games to play. It's too easy, right? It's way too easy. You get the cars that you want, the assets, right? Then you go sell those assets if you ever want to. You get new skins, right? You buy new clothing. You dress yourself up. You look better. You feel better. You upgrade your physique, right? You get that armor. Do that. Life is the game, fellas. Life is the ultimate game, ultimate video game. And I want you to focus on that from now moving forward. Analyze your stats. Again, if you don't know how to do it and you need guidance, you need mentorship on figuring out what your stats are, figuring out what you need to improve in so that you can actually reach your goals, I got you. I promise you. Link is in the description. Tap in with the one-on-one mentorship. But I appreciate you, and I hope that this video lit a fire under you to start upgrading your character, because it is time to lock into this video game of life. If you don't lock into the video game of life, you will find yourself behind. You will find yourself losing in every single PvP battle that you have, and you will start to figure out that, wow, how much time did I waste? And by the way, you don't get that time back. In video games, you get infinite amounts of time. And even then, you still go hard. How are you not going hard in life right now knowing that you don't get the time back? There's a time ticker going off every single day. You don't get those days back. At least in video games, you can continuously go for endless amounts of time and you can get that time back. And you have a sense of urgency there, but you don't have a sense of urgency when it comes to life. You don't have a sense of urgency when it comes to actually leveling yourself up. How? Why? Right? Because you feel like you're done, you've lost? Bro, you haven't lost yet. Even if you're 40 years old, you still have a lot of life to live. You still have a lot of experiences to get. You still have a lot of cheat codes to go acquire so that you can accelerate the process, right? Understand that I'm speaking passionate because it finally dawned on me that my life is a video game. It finally dawned on me that most men nowadays don't take their life as a video game. They don't look at themselves as a playable character that they need to build, and they live in NPC land. And they wonder why life is doing what it's doing to them. Because life is trying to teach you, the video game of life is trying to teach you, bro, you are born to be the main character of this game, and you need to level yourself up. So go do that. Go become a level 100 boss. I appreciate you. I'm going to catch you on the next video.